Hi, it's Dennis from Conquering Cuisine, and we're here today preparing meal packages. One of our most popular ones that since we've started doing the meal packages is our Spain package, and it includes as a centerpiece paella. So we're starting a new series where we're going to do short little videos that are going to explain to you a little bit more about what's in the dishes that you're eating. All our meals are fresh, homemade, and we make them that day from scratch. So we got really good, fresh, vibrant ingredients. Paella is particularly a great dish for this kind of meal package because it's a meal in a pan. What we have here is a traditional paella pan. It's not only the pan, but the dish that's served inside. The ingredients that we're going to use today are a little bit of sofrito, which is a mix of peppers and onions and garlic that gives our rice a base of flavor. We have a nice seasoning mix here that has not only salt and some herbs in it, but also smoked paprika, a very traditional Spanish ingredient. We have chicken and sausage that we're going to use. This is a chorizo sausage that's been smoked, but we could use any variety of ingredients in here. We could use seafood, we can use different cuts of meat, we could use pork, and depending on what area of Spain it's coming from, that's what they would do. They would definitely use different ingredients. We have our rice here, which we're using in arborio because it's a little easier to find, but in many specialty markets you'll find a bomba rice, which is the traditional Spanish rice. And the main flavoring that we're going to use here that's going to come out, not only in the color of the dish, but in the flavor of the dish, is saffron. This is a really nice Spanish saffron. It's a long, you can tell the long, beautiful, thin red strands. That is the stamen of a crocus flower. And it's a very expensive ingredient because it's hard to harvest, and it's also, you don't get a lot of yield at each flower. So because of that, you're gonna pay a little bit more for it. We use it in such quantity that we get it in bulk, but we recommend that most people get it in smaller quantity, keep it fresh, and just use it as you need it. Here we have some good chicken stock. The one thing you wanna make sure that you do is you bloom the saffron in the chicken stock. So we have, this is hot right now, and we're just gonna add our saffron to it and let it almost steep like tea, and that'll take out let the flavor and also the color of the saffron infuse into that broth. The category of rice dish that we're in here is more like it's called a pilaf, and the main difference compared to a Carolina rice that we steam and a dish like this is that we allow the rice to be cooked in the ingredients before we add the liquid. So when we started your paella that you're having today, we started with a little bit of good olive oil, and we allowed the sofrito to cook to bring out the flavor of the peppers and the onions and the garlic. We sauteed the chicken and made sure that was nicely browned, so there's good flavor on the outside of the chicken. And because the chorizo is smoked, that we just put in as is. It's fully cooked and it's going to cook in the broth. We allowed those flavors to come together. We stir in our rice. The rice gets coated in the oil and the seasonings, and then we add our saffron broth. Traditionally, paella would be cooked completely on the stove, and in fact, the hallmark of many good paellas is that there's a bit of a crust on the bottom. Because of the quantity of dinners that we're doing, we're baking them, so it's really a very easy dish for you to do at home, and also to be able to serve to guests because you have your meat, you have some vegetables, you have rice, all in one container. It's a really great party type of dish to serve. We are going to round out this meal with a beautiful salad that has Marcona almonds in it, a little bit of dry chorizo that's been shaved, and a nice vinaigrette. And we're starting this meal with an appetizer that a lot of people may not think to make at home, but when they enjoy it, when it goes out in the pack and they enjoy it, we get a lot of comments on. It's a shrimp over a flatbread. It has a really nice orange aioli with it, and a nice chimichurri, which is a mix of fresh herbs and garlic and a little bit of olive oil. And that the combination of the flatbreads that soaks up the flavor, the savory seafood, and then the bright fresh flavors at the end is a really good combination. And it's great for this time of year, and especially as we get into summertime. Hope this gives you a little bit more information about the meal that you're going to have today. We're going to post this at our Facebook page, and we're also going to include information on how to access it and all the packages that go out, the instructions on reheating. And we're going to try and bring this to you more periodically so that you can understand a little bit more about what you're eating and where it comes from. We really have tried to design these packages like we do our cooking classes. And we want to keep that element of instruction in what we do. We have always been a cooking school, and we will continue to be once we're up and running again after the shutdown. And we want to make sure that people can learn something about the food they're eating each day. And one of the great things about having staff members helping us here that are young is they suggested this. They thought it might be something good to do. So Abby and Jack, shout out to you guys because you're the ones who made this happen. And we look forward to seeing you again in the near future. Thank you.